Hey everyone, Amitofo, Venerable Master, Dhamma friends, welcome to our Sutra lecture today. My name is Heng Sure. Today is Monday, March 18th, here in the Gold Coast of Queensland, and it is Sunday night, March 17th, in California, city of 10,000 Buddhas, which is where this lecture ostensibly originates. So if you have come to listen to the Ten Transferences chapter, you are in the right place. Alrighty. Let's see now. We can begin. 就是说，各位阿弥陀佛，我叫恒实今天是星期一，3月18号，在澳大利亚这里黄金海岸，万佛圣城。那个是17号星期天晚上今天我们集会来研究大放广佛华严经十回向品，所以呢，各位，如果你们来为这个目的我们就一起向前进，好吧？那我们先请法，我们请 Alan is going to help us request the Dharma. First, I'm going to ring the bell 3 times and invite you all to make 3 bows to the Buddha if you would care to do so. 我们先行3闻巡礼。Okay, Alan, if you would like to request Dharma, please go ahead and do it now.
恭请大德僧听，为此法会及一切众生，请转妙法轮，教导我们如何了生脱死，离苦得乐，殊证无生。Will the Sangha with great virtue, out of compassion, for the sake of this assembly and all living beings, please turn the wonderful Dharma wheel to teach us how to leave suffering and attain bliss and end birth and death, and quickly realize non-birth.
Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa.
Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa.
Homage to the blessed, noble, and perfectly enlightened one.
Homage to the blessed, noble, and perfectly enlightened one.
Namo sadanto suchedoye olahari sammyao samputoshye.
Namo sadanto suchedoye alahadi sammyao samputoshye.
无上甚深微妙法，百千万劫难遭遇。我今见闻得受持，愿皆如来真实义。Supreme and wondrous Dharma, subtle and profound, rarely is encountered even in billions of eons. But now we see and hear it and accept it reverently. May we truly understand the Buddha's actual meaning. 好的 Alan, thank you for the Dharma request. We will continue. Let's see here. Okay, hold on. I need to lift my screen up. Oh. improve my camera angle. There we are. Okay. Now I have to cross my legs again. Ah! When you are the engineer, the talent, and the speaker, you got to have many different hands. Borrow some Guanyin Bodhisattva's 1,000 hands. Okay. Now, 因为我们是讲华严经，所以呢，我们要先殷请华严海会佛菩萨，还有天龙八部护法上神莅临道场，祝福各位。So we're going to first invite the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas of the Avatamsaka Assembly to draw near, also the Dharma protectors, gods, the dragons, the Eightfold Pantheon, to come and bless all of you to make this lecture particularly auspicious. Here we go. We'll put this back. All right. Furthermore, we're going to request the Pomo people here we are. The Pomo people practiced spiritual connections to the earth and to all creation here in their ancestral land for tens of thousands of years, and today we acknowledge them as traditional custodians and original storytellers of these lands. We offer our respect to their elders, past, present, and emerging, and all First Nations people whose sovereignty was never exceeded. 我们恭敬地承认Pomo人是我们寺院所在地的传统叙事和守护人。我们向过去、现在和未来的长者们致敬，并且向所有从来没有放弃主权的第一民族的原住民致敬。And furthermore, the bells sound wide, resounds throughout 100 million worlds. The Buddha's law is heard and spread all throughout the triple world. The wondrous sounds that everywhere fill the Dharma realm with peace. May those who hear it gain the strength to follow in faith the Buddha's path. 众生传3000界内，佛法仰万亿国中，共宣其法界和平，利益宝他诺后德。That does it for our opening protocol. Wow, we have over 100 friends here today. 已经超过100多位佛友来听经。Okay, I'm happy about that. Glad to know you're all here. We have friends from, our host is in Taiwan, co-host is here in Australia, and the Dharma requesting co-host is in California. There we go, we're covered. We have friends from Oroville, Washington, from Vancouver, British Columbia, from San Jose, from Ukiah, Talmadge, from Hong Kong, from Newbury Park, Los Angeles, Sunnyvale, Saratoga, Calgary, San Jose, Montreal, La Belle Province, Kuala Lumpur, Round Rock, Texas, Guangzhou, okay, Cupertino, Dublin, Ohio, my goodness. Let's see here, Vancouver, Jilin, Manchuria, Alameda. Let's see here, Guangdong, Columbia City, Oregon. All right, Jan is here. Jane is here from Berkeley. Jinro, Jin Tianshi, Liang Wei, welcome. Let's see here, New Zealand. Glad you're here. South San Francisco, Seattle, Shandong, Liaoning, Bay Area, San Jose, Vancouver, lots of Vancouverites. Guangzhou, Alameda, San Francisco, Los Angeles, Seattle, Oklahoma. Tina is here. Oakland, Tam is here. Let's see. Where else? Willie is from Virginia. Yi is from Calgary. Iwan is here. Let's see. Miss Ding from Vancouver. Chenyu is here from somewhere in California. Let's see. Yvonne from Malaysia. Jun from Santa Barbara. Okay. Then we have people and friends from Taipei, Beijing, Shanghai, Harbin, Beijing, Hangzhou, Liaoning, Anhui, Jilin, Baotou, 内蒙古, Hunan, Liaoning, Heilongjiang, Shenzhen, OK, 还有台湾云林好，浙江蓝海，黑龙江 OK, Black Dragon River that is, 安徽苏州，陕西宝鸡 OK, 黑龙江，福建泉州，湖南 OK, good. Let's see here, 吉林，湖南我去过对，密音寺我们的维养松的主庭 OK, 张家口，河北包头，淮南市，北京吉林，唐山，河北唐山，北京呼和浩特，内蒙古，深圳，南京 Seattle 黑龙江 Kuala Lumpur. Getting there, let's see here, 广东，山东，深圳，上海，黑龙江, Taipei, and Sarah and Michael. All right, welcome, glad you're here. Hey, how about that? We've got, not that, put that away for now. We're going to go to this. There it is. Right there. Here's our program. The Bodhisattva is working through 110 transference wishes. They get progressively integrated. That's the word that Master Chengguan uses. That is to say, he's not hoping for specific things. He wants beings to practice on the way to Buddhahood. So he integrates a kind of a work in progress and then ultimate goal at the same time. I think that's kind of what it's saying. So let's go through them, and we need to make a little more progress. I keep saying that, and then I digress and takes very few vows when we're done. followed by, we will continue our incredibly historically significant biography of Master Xuanzang. I had a conversation with a friend who knows pretty much everything there is to know about contemporary Buddhist films. Those of you who know him will know who I'm talking about. But this individual has pretty much seen every and sponsored a good number of Buddhist films in the last couple of decades, and done so all over the world. And he says the movie that has to be made for the West should be made about Master Xuanzang, he said, because he is a hero for all time, and he is unknown in the West. Okay, we'll get there. Here's where we begin. We begin underneath the blue. That's where we stopped last time. Right there. Make it bigger, please. Here we go. Are we ready? All right. 为令一切众生成就平等，清净大悲，为助施者大利天故。In order to enable living beings to, okay, what? Perfect, impartial, pure, great compassion, thereby serving as a field of great strength for all donors. That makes sense? Can you follow that? So if we can make our impartial, pure, great compassion perfect, that's to say, don't lean, no preferences, no dislikes, no likes. Thus, anybody who comes to us to plant that field of blessings, just talking particularly about left home people, they get strong rewards. They get a strong, big harvest, great strength for all donors, field of great strength for all donors. Mixing some metaphors here, right? You get the idea? So monks are called fields of blessings, monks and nuns, because any amount of strength that goes into supporting their cultivation rewards the donor with blessings, with good things that happen. The spiritual life is one of the flowers of humanity, one of the best things that people can do when you focus on something other than your own comfort or your own reputation or your own power, etc. So someone who can selflessly support others' pursuit of awakening gets invisible, strong support back. So the key to this one, though, is you need to have perfect, impartial, pure, 3 modifiers of your great compassion. That way you can accept all kinds of seeds for future blessings in your field. For example, 等一等，我就会翻译哈。I'm surrounded by critters here, particularly ants, currently because of the hot weather. But I have everything from cockroaches, big and small, to spiders. There's a spider right up there on the wall that would probably terrify most non-Australians, the huntsman. And I have snakes and multiple kinds of birds and possums and all kinds of rodents and just every kind of wonderful creature you can imagine here with me all the time, because I live where they live. It's not that they're with me. I live in their forest, in their bush, and I have to be careful with my big clumsy body not to do harm to their subtle, smaller bodies. And every time I do, I'm often pulling cockroaches out of the sink where they would be drowned otherwise. Or if I'll take a teacup and pour some hot water in it, and not realizing that there were some residents inside the teacup before I poured the hot water in, and I can just see that I've harmed them. And every time I save a bug or pull a snake out of the road preventing it from being crushed, or drive around a cane toad in our golf cart instead of crushing it, I always think that's a good deed, and I will meet them again. The thought that I have is, if it were me, I would want them to help me that way, to give me my life back. So that's great compassion's field of blessings, right? So does that sound far out? Just by not eating animals, we are serving as a field of great strength for those beings who, without even knowing it, invested in our field of blessings because we didn't eat them. So congratulations, all you vegans and vegetarians who are making great contributions to the living of animals. Here we go. 就是说，为令一切众生怎么样成就什么样的平等清净大悲？这是第一，成就大悲。什么样的大悲？清净大悲。什么样的清净大悲呢？平等清净大悲。因为这是第一，第二呢，为助施者大利天故。这个是做大利天，这是指的什么？福天。出家众，特别出家众，所谓福天。那么还有其他的福天，福天僧，不过父母也是福天。病人，有疾病的人，也是福天，所以有种种。我们什么时候接受人家的供养，他们在出家人的福田里边种福。我也刚刚讲说，我住的地方这里是在一个树林子里边了，在澳大利亚。这个众生界多，动物界就说畜生界、畜生法界很多很多，蛇类、昆虫类、蜘蛛类、巧鸟这个四脚爬的、有毛脚的都有，常常在我脚底下或者呢，我就不小心拿个茶杯就放水。没先看了里边已经有朋友我就赶快把它捞出来，不让它淹死等等这个苍狼常常在那个水桶里边快淹死，救他们救回来等等或者青蛙晚上走路不要踩到他们，种种的。我每次就遇到这种情形，我就想，将来你也会给我救一条命。如果是我的话，我一定希望身体比我大的那个人就会慈悲，就清定平等清净慈悲把我救回来了那希望跟那个众生的福田里边种下福，有这个这个怎么说？救命缘不是杀生缘，不是害生缘，是救生缘。Okay, get the idea. Hope my Chinese did that. I never quite know how I'm being heard. Here we go. 为令一切众生坚固第一无能阻坏故。Okay, in order to enable living beings to what? Get foremost indestructible solidity. Now, that could be bizarre. You could think of Iron Man, Robert Downey Jr. Who else? You could think of cultivators who gain a indestructible what do they say? Jinggang, a Vajra indestructible body. That's one way to describe it, and this is one of Buddhism's completely inconceivable, remarkable, science doesn't have a clue phenomena. Absolutely is. I don't know if Theravada have Roshan Pusa. I don't know. But I do know the Mahayana does, and we have seen some. They've happened they're happening all the time. That someone who cultivates the way, who is got samadhi and knows how to truly vigorously cultivate precepts, samadhi, and wisdom, and do away with greed, anger, and stupidity. At the end of their lives, they tell their disciples not to cremate them, but instead to seal them in a container, like a vat, like a huge pickle vat or a wine cask or something like that. The Sonoma County, Mendocino County, Napa County wine barrels would be just perfect for Vajra indestructible bodies. So we can contact some of our Mendocino County vintners to see if they've got some spares, and then cultivate samadhi. At the end of life, gets sealed in a vat like that, and there's a special way to do it. There's an art to it, and at an appropriate number of years, usually 3 years, you open up the container, and they're shifu, unmoving, unchanged, didn't decay. It's called a Vajra indestructible bodhisattva, also called a flesh body bodhisattva. It's a mummy, and it's remarkable because they say that often when it's successful, and this happens regularly. I've heard in my lifetime probably 5 or 6 cultivators who have done this in China, Taiwan, various places. When the body comes out, often the skin is very flexible, and it's clearly recognizable, the person. They've, of course, dried out. And part of the process is you pack charcoal in around the body when, just at death, when you seal it out. And the charcoal absorbs the moisture from the body as it dries. But clearly, somebody who could do that has control over their birth and death. They didn't outflow. So as a result, at the end of life, they are still intact, still in one piece. And yeah, it's weird. Boy, science goes crazy with situations like this because it's so counterintuitive, right? Who could do such a thing? Who has control like that? Oh my goodness. So at Nanhua Monastery, Master Hua reported on the 6 patriarchs, Vajra indestructible body, and there are others there in Nanhua Si. I don't know if they survived the Cultural Revolution. I think they did, but it's not unusual. It's still happening. In Taiwan, Fu Hui Bichuni was famous for leaving behind a flesh body. 就是说，有几个解释：坚固第一，无能阻坏，就想到什么金刚不坏身，肉身菩萨。我们知道，我们汉传佛教有这个现象，南传不知道，藏传也不知道。这个有没有谁知道藏传有没有这个肉身菩萨？不晓得，可能他们很需要有真正修行人才能有这个。就是说，如果你有这个足够的定力，你勤修戒定慧，熄灭贪嗔痴，到了临命终的时候，你统治你的门下的人，你的弟子，你就说把这个缸我们北加州造酒的，造葡萄酒，他们有很多那个 木雕的这个大缸应该够大了，你就通知你的门下说不要给我火化就我走的时候你放那边，用一些煤炭会吸收湿度水，放在身体的四周，然后盖起来，等3年打开了出来了，身体还很完整还在那儿盘腿皮肤很软就没有坏了，那个叫金刚不坏身也叫这个肉身菩萨。科学没办法解释他们怎么会有这个一个 mummy 好像古来埃及有这种那么这个是一个真实的现象，说这个人生死有把握了，生死他有就说来明去白了，他不怕死就这样是真的了生脱死所以这种我们会继续有台湾那个普惠比丘尼那个上人在南华寺在广州那里福建广州就潮汐那里就说有2个还是3个在南华寺，包括六祖大师在内有没有过文革完全安全的就说会看到了。那么最近台湾也有中国也有，所以这个事情都还是有人修行修到这个程度可以这样做，就说坚固第一无能阻坏哇哦不容易另外一个讲法就是说这个人是愿力坚固他的戒体坚固无能阻坏好比说玄奘法师他有人威胁他说你不回去我们都把你抓了犯法他也不有定了。我们看虚云老和尚他在三步一拜的时候，这个他到了那个冰天雪地不能拜，因为下雪太高，看不到路，没东西吃，快饿死，快冻死，7天都没东西吃。文殊师利菩萨现身就闻鸡那个乞丐，把他救回来，给他准备吃一些黄米粥，然后他就说最好，因为也不能拜，也不能看路，马路也看不到在哪里，下雪太多了，你最好就停了，你不要，你已经清醒不允许呢，你不要继续拜。虚云老和尚说要得，他说我的愿力早已经定了，我必须要报我母亲的恩德所以呢恐怕还要继续文殊菩萨就说哇你的愿力难得了，他说坚固第一无能阻坏I explained the picture biography of Master Empty Cloud on Friday evenings in California, Saturday noons here in Australia. And recently, in the story, he's encountered a snowstorm, and he's way out in the sticks, so there's no people. And he's hungry, and he's freezing cold. 6 days, no food. He's outdoors. No shelter. And the snow falls so deep that he can't see the road. He doesn't know north, south, east, west. That's true under big snowstorms. You can't tell where you are. And on the morning of the seventh day, when he's just at the edge of death, just about to die, comes this character wearing a funny hat and who just happens to have enough firewood to start a fire, just happens to have some yellow millet and some drinkable water. He melts the snow to make the water. And he brews him up some yellow millet porridge and saves his life. And then this beggar, whose name is Wenji, tells Master Empty Cloud, he says, Xun Lao Hashang says, where are you coming from? He says, oh, I'm coming from Wutaishan, heading for Beijing. Oh, you are? Oh, wonderful. Are you well known at Wutaishan? And Wenji goes, yeah, haha, everybody knows me. They call me Wenji the Kunao Wenji. They call me Wenji the Miserable. He says, yeah, everybody knows me there. So, yeah, I'll bet they do. He is the spirit of Wutaishan. So, anyway, Wenji says to him, this is really bad conditions. You can't see the roads. You don't have any support. You got to carry your pack on your back. I would advise you to stop. I don't think you should go any further. This pretty much you've done it. Conditions are just too rough. And Master Empty Cloud says, no, I made a vow. My vow is solid. My mother died in childbirth, giving birth to me. So I really need to repay her kindness. So thanks for your advice, but I got to continue. And Wenji nods his head and says, passed your test. Your vows are really solid. 坚固第一，无能阻坏。为令一切众生见彼蒙益无能摧伏故。In order to enable living beings to benefit from whatever they encounter, being thereby invincible. Yeah, wow, to be able, what a skill this is. The Bodhisattva flip, it's called. To be able to take a situation that is, most people would consider it untenable, just a showstopper. And because you've received the vows of the Bodhisattva, the transference wish, as a result, this difficult situation for you becomes an opportunity. It's the old Chinese cliche, you turn danger into an opportunity. There's a kind of a Chinese pun that works that way with the language. So yeah, seeing the silver lining in the cloud, you're able to turn it around. Wow, that is a very special gift. Somebody like that in a family is a treasure. Somebody like that in a company is a moneymaker. Somebody like that in a political party can save the nation. Somebody like that on a sports team can lead to victory, right? It's just a way of seeing and not being turned, as Master Hua would say, 不被境界所转, not turned by states, but able to 转境界, turn states around. You see the situation arise, you understand the principle and know that it's always a two-way street. There's always choices. 这样子呢，就说一切众生见彼蒙益无能摧伏故。这么一个人就说转凶为机看到危机就变成机会，这个成语哈。危机本来很危险，可是呢，因为这个人他懂得道理，他明白道理，所以呢，他能转境界，不被境界转。如果你家里有这么一个人，那个家庭都会发达。如果你公司有这么一个人，那个公司会赚钱，会存在。如果你的团队足球羽毛球是 badminton 打排球什么，有这么一个人那个你都会打胜利。这个国家有这些人，这个国家都会存在。所以就是一种眼睛，就是一个看法。你看到情形，你都会把它转。绝处连逢生 ，There we go。化险为夷 ，OK。起死回生，转恶为安。Wow, all those incredible idioms. That's great. 南华寺有六祖，丹天即寒山。对，OK. Lots of help. Thank you, everybody. Celeste just gave me the facts that I've never been to Nanhua Si, so I don't know. There are three Rou Shen Pusa, three transformed flesh body bodhisattvas at Nanhua Si. Sixth patriarch, Master Dantian and Master Hanshan Deqing. One of them leans forward, I know. One of them is not completely straight, it leans forward. So that's how he came out of I think it must be Master Dantian. He came out of his, fermenting crock, out of his flesh body vat, tilted. So not quite as much samadhi. I think Shifu has a joke about that particular patriarch. 这个 Celeste 那个文居士他说对了，南华寺有三个肉身菩萨，一个是六祖大师自己本身，一个是丹天法师，另外一个是寒山德清，明朝的寒山法师。有一个稍微往前停，不是笔做的笔直的，因为他在那个那个缸里边可能做的可能没有做得很正确，结果稍微往前停。师父也说过那个情形。Okay, and then Alan gave me all these wonderful idioms. Let's see now. I'm going to copy those down. Those are great. Put them in let's see here. There we go. Here it is. Move you please. There we go. Yes. 绝处连逢生 OK. 化险为夷不是危机啊。Let's see. 起死回生转恶为安 Lovely. Those are great. 危机变成机会 Yep. Good stuff. Okay. So, in English, we have an equal number. We have some of the literary ones. Finding a silver lining in the dark clouds. Certainly, that's one. Somebody who can pull. There's something about pulling something from the tiger's mouth. Yeah. So in the last minute, at the nick of time, saving victory from certain defeat. Okay, so may all living beings be that way. The Bodhisattva transfers with that wish. 见必蒙益，无能摧伏。为令一切众生成满最胜平等心故。In order to enable living beings to perfect the supreme mind that regards all equally. How does it go? Let's see. 成满 to make perfect. 最胜 the sublime, the victorious. 平等心 the supreme mind that regards all equally. Okay, that's one way to translate it. The 平等心 is another way to translate that. The Bodhisattva dedicates merit with the wish that living beings get the everyday mind, the impartial, unbiased mind. The everyday mind is celebrated in the Chan school as somebody who nothing moves them out of their impartiality. So situation that would cause other people to quit, to get upset, to freak out. The Bodhisattva wants living beings to 处之泰然. Is that the phrase? So when you see a situation, you just say, I have a context for that. I understand where it came from. I understand where it's going. I know the people behind that situation, and it's the same old. I can fit that in my library of principles. I'm not shocked. I can be shocked, but I'm not surprised. So that's, again, if you're married to a person who has this impartial mind, 平等心, your married life will be what? Is happy the word? Will be, it will survive, and it will be long-lasting and peaceful because that person doesn't get upset when things go wrong. If you are the one in the marriage who has that kind of 定力, you make your family a very happy place. So what a blessing. Master Hua would always talk about, he would say, in Gold Mountain Monastery, we don't ask if you're enlightened. Shifu would never talk about that or praise it. What he would do is he would come up and insult you to your face if you were a left-home person, or poke directly at your shortcoming to see if you reacted. And if you did, he would go, oh, okay, no problem. You will 一切是考验，看你怎么办。对面若不是，实在从头练。Everything's a test to see what you will do. If you mistake what's before your face, you have to start anew. He would test you that way when there was nothing going on, but it would just be, and if you could go through the test without anger, you would pass. That was what he considered the purpose of cultivation, was training the ability to roll with the punch, as we say in English. That is to say, here comes a fist, and you are able to slip the punch, and it doesn't knock you down. If the 八风吹不动, if the 8 winds cannot blow you over, you've got samadhi. That's what Shifu really wanted us to cultivate. 这里呢，那种平等心哈，这个是说，无论什么情形，现前，什么样的境界，逆境界、逆境界、顺境界，你也不动于衷。有这种的定力，这是上人赞叹，不是你开悟没有？不是，他就会 press your button， 他会看你的软点，就加力考验你的够不够火候。有的话，他就说点头过得去。不行的话，一切是考验，看你怎么办。对面若不是是在从头练，你就从头练吧，我会再来。Right? We heard that Shifu would tell us these stories about from the oral tradition in the monastery about Guanyin Bodhisattva coming to test the cultivator of mind like ashes. Remember that story? And then Lord Chakra would come along and test this cultivator and see if they were able to endure difficulty without blowing up. And this was truly Master Hua's method. Being a left-home disciple under Shifu was not always pleasant, and people shouldn't get, rosy-colored ideas of what it's like to be around when the patriarch is teaching, because he's a lot like the bright sun, and you better be able to stand the heat. However, the opportunity that he gave us was the opportunity to actually make progress, to go beyond our limits of our habits and our views. Without a teacher there to push you beyond your comfort zone, it's really hard to make progress. So this was something that Shifu really, really valued, was the ability to not get angry when situations don't go your way. 为令一切众生善能了达一切诸法得大无畏故. In order to enable living beings to thoroughly comprehend all phenomena and attain great fearlessness, great courage. Yeah. So, the goal, what is our Bodhisattva transferring now? He wants beings to recognize situations and to not be afraid. That's hard. It's really hard. I have a watch that can register my heartbeat as a health index, right? A health meter. And yesterday was our precepts for the deceased, and I was in the room, the next room, waiting for the nuns to come Heng Sure to request the teacher to come forward. That was me, standing in for Shifu to do the precepts for the deceased. And there was a window in my building, and then across the alley, and then another window where everybody was waiting. And I could see I can hear the nuns, ding, 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 ching, fa, shi, inviting the monk to come. And I felt my heartbeat speed up. And I thought, oh, that's interesting. Is this what I'm experiencing? And I hit my watch, and the prior 10 minutes earlier, it marked my heartbeat was 91, which is a lot faster than usual, but I'd been active walking around. And now it took my heart, it does 60 seconds, and my heartbeat was 110. Because why? I was afraid, without even thinking about it. Afraid of what? Afraid of the what's coming, because the precepts for the deceased is quite a moment for the presiding monk or nun, for the monks. So I didn't think I was going to be afraid. I've done it before. I've done it a lot, but I registered that my heart sped up. What could I say? Oh, no, I'm not afraid. Bum, 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 bum. My heart's beating fast. I had to go sit down in the chair and wait for them to come, and then, So, man, oh man, there it was, right there. Your pulse, your heartbeat doesn't lie when suddenly you realize that your heartbeat is sped up more than 10 points beyond the 90, which is faster than usual. Usually my heartbeat is something like 70, I think. If I'm sitting right this minute, probably. I can even test it right now. Here we go. There we go. Take a hit. All right, I'll let you know in a minute. So, we all have more or less fear. There's lots of names. Okay, currently 74. Right, sitting here in full lotus, 74. Yesterday it started at 90 because I was walking around. But then, as I knew I had 2 minutes before the nuns came to invite me, and it's 105. Wow. Oops. So, do I thoroughly comprehend phenomena? I thought so, but my body was telling me another story. So, that's a very interesting analysis. How much fear do we carry in our body during the day? They say that driving on the freeway, let's say you leave San Francisco heading for the airport down in Burlingame. You're on 101, just 6 lanes driving south. They say it triggers fight or flight response to drive in traffic through San Francisco or any major urban area. To be on the interstate is scary, because one instant of concentration slipping, you can die and kill others as well and harm others. So it triggers adrenaline, triggers all the different internal systems, right? Just the sympathetic and parasympathetic, all of the things that save your life, because we register that we're in danger when driving on the freeway. So, yeah, the Bodhisattva says, I would like to dedicate merit so that all beings can look at a situation and go, no big deal, I'm not afraid. Not afraid of emptiness, not afraid of having no self, and I can cultivate the way fearlessly all the way to Buddhahood. Wow, great vow. 菩萨回向功德就说，我愿意一切众生了达一切诸法，看到任何情形不动于衷啊，得大无畏故，不会害怕。我就说，昨天很有意思，传那个游冥戒啊，那个坐在这里，现在这个我手表就可以告诉我的心跳得多快慢，那个心滴答滴答的快慢。现在76。昨天等大家准备来请师做游冥戒，我是师那么我是在隔壁等那个请师的房子是在图书馆，然后那个维诺师来请我到大众前开始传游冥戒。这个我就说好机会，我开那个表，这个表就说你10分钟前你的心跳的96，因为我走路动准备96，然后呢看看那个维诺师2位开始出来，丁引清法师，我感觉到心跳的特别快，我按那个表，他就说现在105，我说难道你怕了吗？有多少？怕什么？做了很多次，就是大众威德那个游冥界要请这个鬼神什么的，所以很有意思。那个你问我，我说你不怕，我会处理这个事，我会为大家来服务做那个应该做法师应该做的事。身体不会打妄语，身体不会说好话，怕了那个心在动。很有意思，有这个表可以告诉你，你现在你有多少害怕。哎呀，想不到所以呢，这个事情不是那么简单所以呢那么菩萨回向功德说，希望一切众生善能了达一切诸法，其实能做这个那个法师那个和尚就他们的愿力是难得的机会，能这样服务是求而求不得的机会，怕了一样要做，没有关系了能怕是因为要做的完整，要做的100%要做的圆满，就如法去做，那是对的。OK， 好的。So I think the conclusion for that experience is even though it's scary, you still do it because it's an opportunity to help people accomplish their vows. It's really a filial event. People want to remember their deceased relatives. So to be able to help them out and to stand in to do that and serve in that way, rare, really special. And even though my heart is speeding up, I still want to do it, for sure. Okay, last one on the page. Here we go. 为令一切众生放一光明，放一光明，普照十方一切世界故。In order to enable living beings to emit a single ray of light that shines everywhere throughout the worlds of the 10 directions. What an incredible wish. May that be true. A single light, doesn't matter which one it is. It's going to be a white light because it contains all the different colors. Okay. So, okay, Edwin is asking about Master Hsuan Hua. Shifu's state, and he wants to know about Shifu's body. If I tell you secrets about Shifu's body, that's to say that I understand or can experience that. I don't. My state does not go beyond my teachers in any aspect. So for me to be able to tell you what it was like, I would have to equal Shifu's state. Sorry. When you have a remarkable teacher like Shifu, like Master Hsuan Hua, there's lots of gossip, lots of rumors, lots of misinformation, and occasionally disinformation. It's without trying to avoid your question, I can definitely say Master Hua was 不可思议. His state went beyond things that you can think and beyond words to describe. So, to talk about what color was Shifu, sorry. I do know on 3 Steps One Bow we had occasion to see how that Master Hua was there to protect us in inconceivable ways. But to tell you what's really going on, don't know. And anybody who claims they do know what was happening with Shifu, you want to be careful with people like that. So because he's got such an incredible state, it's open to all kinds of rumors, right? So, Edwin 在马来西亚说，问我上人的境界会不会放紫光？我敢说不知道，我不是这个境界，上人的境界不是我的境界，所以我不敢揣测。有谁说他们知道上人是什么境界呢？要小心一点啊！不是那么简单啊。可以说上人的境界是不可思议的，不可心思，不可言议的啊，是真的啊。因为大善知识的境界高，所以很多谣言，很多就说揣测啊，在三不一拜的时候都看到很多次上人来救人，那个是真的，那个我看过。不过就说什么境界呢？不晓得。上人的法力不是一般人的法力。他年轻的时候 ，so for example, here's an example. Master Hua also generated lots of jealousy because people if they didn't know the vows and the practices that went into his cultivation, they would think oh, maybe it's easy. Maybe he got it some other way than hard work. And they would try to imitate. There was, Master Hua he made a vow as a young man to wear 3 layers of cotton cloth, summer and winter. And what we know about Manchuria, so far north, that it's extremely cold in the winter. So cold, they say that you would spit, and before the spit would hit the ground, it would freeze. It would become ice right there in the air. And so hot in the summer, just really, really hot. So because of Shifu's vow, he, at a young age, just had to endure the cold and the heat. He found a way to turn it with his own skin, to develop that kind of heat. As a result, he could go barefoot in the snow. He didn't have to wear socks or, layers on his feet. He could go barefoot. And he wouldn't get harmed by the snow, the cold, and the ice. And there is a story about another monk who heard about this and was jealous and said, oh yeah, well, me too, watch. And took off his shoes and socks and started walking through the snow and wound up with frostbite in the first day and had to nearly lost his toes because he couldn't do it for even a day. And Master Hua had the ability to do this. So you think, yeah, this is not an idea. This is real Fa Li. So what went into it? Hard work and vows. Fearlessness, real courage. 因为大善知识的成就都会引起大家的嫉妒、妒忌那么东北大家知道是天气寒冷，你就吐一口吐滇，还没到那个吐水，还没到地，已经成冰雹。夏天热的要命。师父因为年轻的时候看到中国人就受这个日本军队的这个纽带，他发愿说我要穿三层布，无论冬天夏天三层布而已，不会多，不会棉袄什么。结果慢慢的他就习惯天气冷他就忍着，天气热他就忍着，这样子就是他自己的成就。所以他不怕气候改变。有其他的这个出家众听到这个消息了，就心里有妒忌心，他就说我也可以，没有什么特别，没有什么了不起。他说脱下他的鞋子，他的袜子，然后在雪地走，第一天已经把他的脚冻坏了，要去看医院救了他的脚趾。这不是一个就说这不是知识而已，这不是口头禅，也不是说话而已，真正到时候有没有这个功夫，这个是看你能忍多久了所以师父是不可思议的，他的法力不是一个 idea， 就是真正到时候能兑现。Yeah, so I don't guess about it, but we can still see the things that we saw and report what we heard. My goodness. Okay, 最后 last one. 为令一切众生放一光明。Okay, 普照, that's right, we did this. The single light. What kind of light? White light. Yeah, amazing light that will shine in all directions, in all worlds. That's because they get rid of the things that block the light. we've all got this ability, but we also have these things that cover up the light. 哎呦，所以呢，放这个光明呢，人人都会，可是我们也有这个覆盖着这个功德光明，自信的光明。菩萨愿意众生就把这个好几层的无明修掉、修杂掉，没有了，那就放一光明，普照十方一切世界。Yes. Okay, I'm gonna make a blue. What's it? Right there. Highlight blue. Okay, we'll start there next week. Okay, save that. How do you like my dragon? This dragon is on the big sensor on our Arhat Trail. 各位，你看到我这个龙哈？这条龙是在我们大香炉，在罗汉道那里，这个济南法界。Okay. Let's see now. Coming right up, we've got the life of Master Shenzong. Okay. We just had the embarrassment of another arrogant teacher who, kind of like a frog in the bottom of the well, didn't know that the world is vast and the sky is 360 degrees, and all he could see was little circles. There's only that much sky. And then when he got out of the well, he realized, oh, you know what? That's just, I didn't realize I was looking through a straw trying to measure the sky. So this teacher, whose name was Dharmasanga, said, I understand all the different sutras. 我尽解随意所问. Ask me any questions you have. And Master Shenzong asked him about one shastra. Oh, sorry, don't know. So at least this teacher had enough humility to praise Master Shenzong after that, wherever he saw him. So the new general, 就说在这个国家了，有一个师父叫 Dharmasanga， 一个老师，他傲慢，他说我所有的经书我都看过，你可以随便问我什么问题，我就会答复。那么玄奘法师知道这个法师吹牛，他就问了那个婆沙，没有了，他就答复不了。然后知道惭愧，他的学生知道惭愧，看到大师来了，就赞叹他，点点头。哈，好的 ，OK。So the funeral was over, and the new general took his post, and this was the chance. Master Shenzong says, "Okay, can you please 法师从求十人记乌落，就说马还有骆驼，欲南进向婆罗门国。The new general assumed his post. Master Shenzong says, please could you give me some horses so I can now turn south and go to India. 他现在在阿富汗，要往印度转，向南边走，要去求这边的知道路的人。摄云弟子所不有复合果，北临复周河，人为小王蛇称，几多胜迹，愿师暂望观礼，然后取称南去。The general said, in my domain, there's a country called Balika, which borders the Oxus River in the north. People call it the small Rajgriha, city of kings. There are many holy sites. So, would you, Master Shenzong, like to go visit and then come back, and regain your journey. Now, interestingly, Master Xuanzang was also determined. This was the Holy Land. This was where the Buddha, he was heading to the Buddha's country. So part of his interest was in history. And also geography and legends, anthropology, culture studies. So an opportunity like this, he was going to take it up. 那么大师他不但要补充有漏或者不全的佛经，同时呢，因为去佛教的圣地，他都要多多研究传统的说法，或者什么神话，或者地理啊，这个人文学，人类学，他都要学，所以有这么一个机会要接受。他说那个新的国王、新的将军，他说我们这里属于我的国家都有复合国、北邻福州河这些地方，北邻福州河的 Indus，他们有一个地方叫小王舍城，就是王舍城是这个佛圣地，这个是另外一个那边。很多的这个佛的宝物你愿意去看看就回来继续，好吧？这样子给他机会。OK，使复合僧数十人稳就社死，子右立公来调位。法师与相见，言其意，彼曰：“既当便去彼有好路，若更来此，徒为迂会。” Many monks of Balika, this country that was talked about, had come to offer consolation on the occasion of the death of the general and to pay their respects to the new one. The master met them and told them about his trip. His pilgrimage. They said, "Come with us. There's a good road. If you want to go to where the general sent you, you're going to add a lot of miles to your trip. You better follow us. We know the actual right way to go." Oops, good thing that they made this offering. Otherwise, he would have lost time and maybe gotten lost. So, wow, 好在这些从这个国家来的这些和尚，他们听到玄奘大师的他的愿力，他们说：“哦，你跟那个新的将军告诉你怎么样走，你恐怕会耽误你的时间，甚至于呢会走丢了。所以呢，我们会带你去，我们常常来回。”好 ，Good stuff. Yeah, thank you. 法师从其言，即欲舍此，取成随彼僧去，其至观其诚意，教阔贤长，传也愚润，实为圣地伽蓝百所，僧徒3000余人，皆小圣学，城外西南有那副伽蓝，庄严胜利。伽蓝内佛堂中有佛澡观2颗斗鱼，又有佛牙长1寸，广八9分，四黄白，没有光瑞，又有佛扫帚，加设草座，长3尺余，微可7寸， 启奏禀示以杂宝. Okay. The master accepted their advice. After taking leave of the general and getting horses, he went with the monks. When he arrived, he saw the city was spacious, the land was fertile. It was a good place indeed. In the 100 monasteries were 3,000 monks, all of whom studied the Theravada tradition of Buddhism. Outside the city to the southwest was the new Sangharama, Nava Sangharama, new monastery, which was beautifully built. In the Buddha hall of the monastery was a Buddha's bathing tub, 2 dou in capacity. Don't know what a Buddha's bathing tub is. There was also one of the Buddha's tooth relics, 1 inch in length and 8 or 9/10 of an inch in breadth, of a yellowish white color. It often sent out bright light. There was also a broom that the Buddha had used, made of kasha grass, 3 feet long, 7 inches round. Its handle was decorated with various sorts of jewels. How interesting, right? Wow. So let's take a look here. Let's see. We've got just one more sentence here. 此三世斋日每出道术观里至诚者感发身光. These 3 articles were always exhibited on festival days for the monks and lay people to worship. Those who worshiped them with sincerity could cause them to emit a great light. Okay, how cool, right? Should we, let's go to the bottom of the page and then summarize. Okay. 伽蓝北有苏朵波，高28余尺。伽蓝西南有一金驴，建立多年。举中行道正四国者，世事无绝。涅槃后皆有塔迹，机指伽蓝数百余矣。To the north of the monastery was a stupa more than 200 feet high. To the southwest was a Buddhist abode that was built for many years. Many of the inmates had attained the 4th stage of sainthood, generation after generation, arhatship. After the nirvana, stupas were built. Several hundred foundations of stupas were connected one to the other. So clearly, this was a Buddha's, you could say a sacred space for Buddhists. So what did he, these 3 things, there was what? A bathing tub, a tooth relic, and a broom, which were in the possession of these Theravada monks. Whenever there was a Buddhist holiday, they would bring them out ritually, proceed with them, parade with them, so everybody could come and bow to them. And if you were really sincere, these sacred articles would emit light. How cool. Now, north of the monastery was a stupa, 200 feet high. That's a tall stupa. And to the south, southwest, let's see here. 有一金驴, call that an abode. And residents, the monks there, many of them had attained the 4th stage of arhatship, so ended birth and death. And every time they did, they built a stupa for their sharira, and there were hundreds of them. Yeah, all right. Wow, 难得了。就说3个东西了，一个是佛的沐浴盆，一个是扫把，一个是佛牙。这3个宝物啊是圣迹，就说跟佛的事，就是佛住世。那个这是唐朝前、唐朝初，那个是第7世纪，意思是说1200年，已经1200年前，都是这些东西还在。那个有什么节日，这些南传的法师都会把他们3个法宝拿出来给大家机会礼拜。 你如果诚信的话，它都会放光明。哇，真的是圣迹那个然后呢，他们说有3000个出家众在那里，再往北边走有一个塔，这个塔200尺高，超过200尺高，就有一个精舍，那里很多住在精舍里边的出家众呢，正四果阿罗汉，了山托寺，一代一代的。然后他们入涅槃之后火化了，就有舍利子造宝塔，好几百个宝塔，实在是正法住世的地方。玄奘大师接受这个将军的鼓励，他的建议应该去哪里是佛地玄奘大师去看看，实在是记下来。现在我们还有这个历史记载，所以呢，各位你们无论谁能就写笔记或者就记录也可以，用你的手机录音，就记载怎么事情发生，以后都会有人记得，说感谢。Notice how Master Xuan Zhuang kept track of what he saw, because the general recommended that he go take a look at this Buddhist sacred ground. Look what he found. Incredible stuff. And he wrote it down, what he saw, who was there. 1200 years after the Buddha's nirvana, these 3 items connected to the Buddha himself were still there. And then they had a place where monks realized the 4th stage of arhatship. That's really worth writing down. As a result, we read it now and we go, wow, look at that. That was in the early Tang in India. This was the state of the Buddhist religion. How amazing. So if we continue on and write our own history of what's going on right now, years to come, people will shake their heads and go, man, look at that. So glad that person took the time to write down what they saw, what they heard. Amen. Otherwise, we would forget. Let's dedicate merit. Oh, guess what? I got the wrong melody for this verse. I was going to do the Medicine Buddha mantra. Let's do that now. Ready? Do it 3 times. Om Namo Bhagavate Vaisajya Guru Madhurya Prabharajaya Tathāgataya Arahate Samyak Sambuddhaya Tathāgata Om Vaisaji Vaisaji Vaisajya Sankate Swaha Om Namo Bhagavate Vaisajya Guru Madhurya Prabharajaya Tathāgataya Arahate Samyak Sambuddhaya Tathāgata Vaisaji Vaisaji Vaisajya Sankate Swaha Om Namo Arahate Asaja Guru Vaidurya Prabharajaya Tathagata Arahate Samyak Sambuddhaya Adyata Om Aisaje Aisaje Aisaya Sankate Swaha. Okay, we'll put that one away. Pick up these two photos so that we can bow to the Buddha. Are you ready? Ready to bow together? Here we go. First bow. Second bow. Third bow. Bow in respect to the Venerable Master. Second bow. Third bow. That's going to do it for us for today. All right. Look forward to seeing you next week for more of the 10 Transferences and more stories from the highway between China and India, the stories of Master Xuanzang. 阿弥陀佛，我们到此为止，大家阿弥陀佛，下个礼拜回来，下个礼拜见，拜拜呢。
Thank you, 师父。阿弥陀佛。
阿弥陀佛，You're welcome.